did you see that one?
Yeah, it was tough to watch. Second half was very difficult. So I suppose it was maybe the draw that we needed to have, give us a little bit of a kick up the backside. Sydney were very good tonight. And we just, after we scored the goal, we sort of stopped playing. First half was not too bad, but the second half, we need to do a lot better than that.
When you say you stopped playing, well, what do you think? What was stop playing to you?
Well, we stopped looking for the ball, stopped working, stopped doing the things that we're very good at. I say we stopped, but Sydney also made it very difficult for us. But we need to be a bit more braver when we have the ball. It was just made it very difficult for us. And so, because we couldn't get into their half and play football, it made it very difficult for us.
You're 12 games unbeaten. You can't be that unhappy. I mean, you're only 4 points away from the top.
Yeah, look, as I say, it's we weren't good, but we didn't lose. So that's positive. We got a point. In previous seasons, we would have come away with nothing tonight. So that's one great thing for the group, that they were resilient enough to dig in and not give away all the points. So we've got a little bit of a break now. The boys can enjoy their Easter with their families, and then we come back in and get ready for another tough game next week.
When you mentioned about perhaps not being brave, particularly in the second half, was it just those long balls out of defence that perhaps don't always work? Was it little things like that? Yeah,
look, in the first half we did it okay in playing through the midfield. Second half I don't think we played too many balls through the midfield. It was we either turned it over in there or we went long. So that was frustrating. But yeah, look, it's a good point in the end, and we move on.
There was something in the first half that particularly caught my eye. Every time, there's a lot of times when you were playing around the back, Harvey seemed to move in. He was quite narrow. He was almost probably further inside than what Lockie was. Is that a tactic? Was that something Harvey was doing sort of on his own to create some space out wide? Or
something that we've done nearly all season, depending on. We do it both sides at times. It just all depends on what area we want to get someone on the ball. It was just something that we've done pretty much all season.
And just with the midfield, you mentioned being braver. It was the first time Jay Barnett and Louis Doriga started the game together. How do you assess their performance together as a midfield duo? Yeah,
look, it's as you say, I'd say the last time they actually played together was most probably at the AIS. Jay was good in there. Run out of legs a little bit in the second half, and Louis, was his normal self. Maybe when Jay went off, he sort of didn't get on the ball enough for us. Look, it's something that we'll look at. Hopefully, next week I think we'll most probably get Issa back. We missed that little bit of experience in the middle of the park there.
And with selecting Jay, can you explain to us why you go with a Jay Barnett over maybe an Ethan A-League, who you've trusted before in the big game against Ron Victor earlier? What was the thinking there?
Yeah, look, we knew Jay's coming back from an injury, so it was easier for him to start the game than come on in a game. And Ethan will always bring energy, so it was just a decision that I wanted the energy to make sure that we still had energy in the second half. And look, we brought Jay here for a reason. I believe he's the best young six in the country. So that's something that we will, he'll be getting a lot of game time in there for us.
Mm-hmm. And just finally from me, two things your team is very strong at is its transition work and its pressing. It felt these were two things that Sydney didn't allow today, and one with transition, it felt like they always kept an extra player or so back, and with the pressing, it felt like, especially Max Burgess found ways around the press. How do you feel from the sideline watching that as the coach?
Yeah, look, as I said, they're a very good side, and tonight they, pretty much had their season on. They had a lot to play for tonight. and they made it very difficult for us. We were, at times, we're just that a little bit late, and when you're a little bit late against good teams, they will find those spaces. But, overall, look, it wasn't our best night at the office, but we take something away.
Just one more thing, sorry, for me. The championship winning side had the 14-game winning streak. They had that I guess, circuit breaker against Melbourne City when they lost 1-0. Obviously, you didn't lose tonight. Your streak continues. But do you feel that this is kind of the wake-up call you need after a month of absolutely dominating matches? Yeah,
most definitely. It refocused the players. I said, just had a chat with Goody downstairs this week. On the training track, it wasn't at the level that we needed it to be. So you could see a little bit this week that the focus really wasn't there where it needed to be. So as I said, the boys will now have a couple of days off and make sure that they're really focused when they come back in on Tuesday, and make sure we have a good push, because we want to make sure we keep putting City under pressure, and we've got to make sure that we don't allow teams to catch us.
Carl, just great spectacle as well, sell out with the crowd, and just seems to be a lot of momentum just around your team at the moment. What did you make of that? Yeah,
it was fantastic, wasn't it? The supporters came out, 14,000. It was tremendous. We just need them all back here next Sunday. And they've been tremendous all season, our supporters. So, we've only lost the one game at home so far this year, and that's because, we get a great support from our supporters. So, hopefully they come again next Sunday, and we get another big crowd.
Just a quick word on Louis Doriga becoming the youngest player in the club's history to reach 100 A-League games. Just his, career so far in the red shirt.
Yeah, look, it's he's done a lot, as you say. You forget that he is so young to play 100 games for the one club as well, for a young player. It's excellent, and that's truly down to Louis, the way that he prepares himself, the way that he works, the way he takes information on. He's hasn't had it easy. It's. I said to him down there after the game, it would have been nice for him to have scored, but he's hopefully he can have another 100 games for the club. If he doesn't go overseas, hopefully he just keeps improving, because we know what we're going to get every time I pick Louis. I know I'm going to get 100%.
Did you consider starting him as a 6, or was it always the plan to go with Jay?
Yeah, look, Louis can play as a 6, but I think he's better suited playing more as an 8. He's very good at pressing and winning the ball, so it's better for him to be that little bit higher. He can make some good runs into the box. So he's hasn't played a lot of I've known Louis for a long time, and he's always played more as an 8 than a 6.